Yo, what is good, YouTube? Krishan checking back in with another video. We are exactly 1 week out from crowning the 2023 Arnold Classic champion, and in today's video, I will be giving you guys my top 6 predictions for the show. But let's start off with reading the competitors list. So we have William Bonac, Shaun, Clarida, Samson, Dauda, Kamal El Gardney, Big Ramy, Andrew Jack, Patrick Moore, Justin Rodriguez, Nick Walker, and Akeem Williams. And I have to let you guys know, these were very tough predictions to make, but these predictions are 100% how I think the show is going to go. But let's go ahead and get into the predictions, starting with 6th place, and this is going to upset a few people. In 6th place at the 2023 Arnold Classic, I have Shaun Clarida. And honestly, it's so hard to place him in this lineup. He could very well place higher, but just comparing him, I just think Shaun gives up too much size to these guys. He did win an open show, but he beat out Regan Grimes, who at the time was the 15th best bodybuilder in the world. But at the Arnold, Shaun will be going against 5 guys that just placed top 10 at the Open Mr. Olympia. Now, for Shaun to move up in this lineup, I personally believe that some guys have to come in off. And this is a really tough prediction for me to make because Shaun Clarida in 6th place, it just doesn't even sound right. But honestly, once again, I think he's going to give up too much size to these guys. And unless a few guys come in off, I have Shaun Clarida in 6th place, maybe 5th. And before you guys click off the video or go crazy in the comment section, just listen to my reasoning behind the rest of my predictions. So in 5th place, I'm going to go with the Concrete William Bonac. And I actually reached out to a few friends on their predictions for the Arnold, and they told me I was absolutely crazy for putting Bonac over Shaun Clarida. But take a look at these two images. The image on the left was Bonac at the start of this Arnold prep. The image on the right is the most recent update of William Bonac. William has never looked this good in an ab and thigh shot. Take a look at the quads. And why do I have William Bonac over Shaun Clarida? Well, I feel like Shaun Clarida's edge over a lot of guys is going to be the size of his arms, his back shots, and also his crazy conditioning. I believe William has great arms. If he peaks properly, he can beat Shaun Clarida from the back, and he also comes in pretty conditioned. I'm not saying William is a bigger version of Shaun, but William brings a lot of the same qualities as Shaun Clarida in a bigger package. If he peaks properly, I have him taking it over Shaun Clarida. And if you guys are wondering why don't I have William Bonac placing higher, every guy I have placing ahead of him just placed ahead of him at the Mr. Olympia, and they all have better structures. You could argue and say maybe not Nick Walker, but Nick is wider than William Bonac. There's a possibility he places higher than 5th, but on paper, this is where he should place, so I'm going to take William in 5th. And in 4th place, I have Andrew Jack, the Mona Lisa. And this was also a tough prediction for me to make. I feel like 2nd through 4th can almost flip-flop in this lineup. And with me saying that, why do I have Andrew in 4th instead of 2nd? I believe he's going to give up a lot of ground in the side poses and the back poses. The front double bicep, the front lat spread, the ab and thigh, I believe Andrew Jack can destroy this entire lineup in those 3 shots. But from the side, I still think he needs a little bit more thickness in the upper body, more hamstring, and just more detail in the side leg. You guys know how Samson Dauda looks from the side, crazy horse leg, and Samson is also showing some glute striations. From behind, Andrew has a great back, haven't seen much detail in the glutes or the hamstrings. And I'm not taking shots at Andrew, I'm just being very analytical. And next to a guy like Samson Dauda, Samson doesn't have the glute striations either, but he does have pretty good hamstring separation. Based off the past looks of Andrew Jack, I have him placing 4th, but if he brings something different, this guy can place very high in this lineup. Now going into my 3rd place prediction, I'm going to go with Samson Dauda, who a lot of people have winning this show. And honestly, I think it's going to be a battle for 3rd place between Samson and Andrew Jack. I don't think Andrew is just going to lay down and take their 4th place. I think it can honestly go either way. Samson is going to bring a great package to this year's Arnold Classic. I've been saying this for weeks and weeks. I believe Samson beat his Mr. Olympia package at 6 weeks out. And I know you guys are probably wondering, well, why don't I have Samson placing higher? At this point, it's honestly splitting hairs. The 2 guys I have ahead of him, I believe they're going to bring a more conditioned package and also be a little bit more grainy. Now, if Samson can somehow match the conditioning of the 2 guys I have ahead of him, I believe he can honestly beat them both. He can already outpose both of them. And it's hard for me to see a scenario where Samson beats my pick to win unless he comes in watery. But it's very possible that Samson can push the guy that I have in second place. And who do I have in my top 2 at the 2023 Arnold Classic? If you're a frequent watcher of the channel, you don't even have to wonder. I have Big Ramy in second place going into this Arnold Classic. And this is a guy that a lot of people are counting out. A lot of people don't think he can beat Samson, Dauda, Andrew Jack, maybe not even Shaun Clarida. But my argument since the Olympia has been, we just saw the worst Big Ramy of all time, and he still placed ahead of Samson, Dauda, Andrew Jack, and William Bonac. I do believe Ramy will be better at this Arnold Classic. His coach has promised he has no quad dents, slight improvements to the back, slight improvements to the tricep. It's possible that Ramy can pull out a win depending on how good he looks. I know Ramy has some serious issues that can't be fixed instantly, but if Ramy comes in a little bit more full, I think he can hide the issues a little bit more. And if you guys remember, Ronnie Coleman lost during his Mr. Olympia reign to Gunther Schlierkamp. I believe it was in 2002, and that really motivated Ronnie to bring that crazy look that we saw in 2003. I'm not saying that Ramy is Ronnie, but him just losing that title and slipping down to 5th, I know that definitely has to hurt, and I'm pretty sure Ramy is working harder than ever. My bold prediction is going to be Big Ramy in second place. And in just 1 week, I do believe that Nick Walker will claim his second Arnold Classic title. Nick is one of the most consistent guys in the sport of bodybuilding, probably right next to Heidi Chupin, and I guess Derek Lunsford is building that consistency now with Honey Rambod. But Nick brings a crazy level of conditioning, is also a massive bodybuilder. From the side, this guy's going to be very, very hard to beat. In the back double bicep, I don't believe anyone is going to touch him in this lineup. And Nick has also been improving their rear leg spread. But outside of my prediction of Nick Walker winning, I do believe we can have some surprises in that 2nd to 6th place range, probably from Shaun Clarida and Andrew Jack. And the only 2 guys I could see beating Nick are Andrew Jack and Big Ramy, and that's if they bring unbelievable, never before seen packages. And I think the chances of that are a little bit slim. So Nick Walker is my heavy favorite to win this show. But you guys let me know in the comment section below, what do you think of my predictions? I'm pretty sure a lot of you are going to disagree. But actually, my 1st to 5th predictions are just exactly what happened at the Mr. Olympia. And that's not me playing it safe or going with what's on paper. That's honestly how I believe this show is going to turn out. But as always, I hope you guys did indeed enjoy this video. If you haven't done so already, be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. I'm Shaun from Go Fitness, and that's it. I'm out.